In this video, we're going to walk through the service writer productivity reports and talk a little bit about the importance behind them. So let's make our way up here to the TRACS reporting icon and down to our productivity report section. Now we're going to see that we have two different offerings here. We have the productivity report, which is the general, and then we have the productivity report that includes tires and wheels. As such, if you sling hoops at your location, that would be of value to you, especially if you include those in some sort of an incentive program. So let's take a look at both, and we'll see what the variation is in each of them. So a simple left click there will open us up. Again, we have our cascading tiles here horizontally. Quick Wit will get you in there. We also have the ability to individualize the writers. And we have this new variable here, the closing date type. Now this is by invoice date and completed date. The best advice, the best practice is to follow by invoice date. The reason behind that is that completed date can change. If somebody unchecks complete and rechecks complete within one payroll period to the next, it will then result in duplication of that data. So invoicing is the best practice. So let's open up the report for today. Let's keep the reporting simple and take a look at what we're up against here. Again, at the bottom of our screen, you're going to see where we have our viewable zoom. We're going to go out a little bit to 100% or so we have a little bit better composite view. And here we see our service advisors broken down. Now you see clear identification of parts and labor, and then off to the side our additional charges and our net sales. Now, if we have certain criteria to meet, we're going to be able to have a very high line, hot air balloon view of this. Now, if we're looking at our total GP, here we have it broken down, individual work order GP, if we need to do some itemization, if you will. But we can also pay special attention to our parts and our labor separately. So if you're looking at this in an incentive plan where there is a factor of we have to meet a certain percentage in parts, and then we have to have a certain percentage in labor. If those are met, then we bonus off of a billed hour or a turned hour, if you will. Now, we're not looking quite what we would want to hit objectively here in service writer number one's numbers or that performance there. So we're going to scroll down and look, how does service advisor number one compare to the peers? So we have a 55% in parts here in service advisor 2 and 81% gross profit and labor here. This individual here, we're probably not frowning on. And we're looking at the same number of repair orders, by the way, as service advisor number one, with duplicate, we've doubled the hours. We've almost done 10% higher in gross profit and labor and about 20% higher in parts. Service advisor number 2 would certainly be somebody that we would want to be the leader or the reference point for service advisor number 1. So we'll look at service advisor number 3, same comparison. Now, we have another ticket here to consider, but we're not looking at somebody here that we'd frown upon either. We still have performance here. We're not looking at, the best way to put this is the pursuit of percentages can make you go broke. They can throw you right out of the game. So it's not always about the percentage, it's the overall picture. How do they perform individually, and what does that result in the overall of the shop performance? This report is best used as a constructive tool rather than a weapon. So let's look at how this relates to tires and wheels. Same report, same mojo, all service writers. Let's look at today's numbers and see the variation. So now you can see we have clear add-ons here of tires and wheels. Now, due to the size of the report and the length and width, we now have 4 pages. So a composite view is a little bit more difficult and challenging as you're going to flip from one page to the next. But you can see if you do sling hoops, and that's your mojo, you do have the ability now to incentivize or to track your tire and wheel sales along with that for productivity. We want to thank you for watching this video.